Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and After with your share as always, Krazy K. Be sure to hit that follow, that like, that share, that subscribe on both Instagram and YouTube. And we're in for a good one, as always. In this half an hour podcast, we're going to cover Raw, we're going to cover SmackDown, we're going to cover Elimination Chamber, and now officially the road to WrestleMania with being a month away. And everything you want to know, need to know, all that good stuff. And in the meantime, what you guys are watching, you could be liking, you could be subscribing, you could be following on Instagram, Queen Krazy K, on both YouTube and Instagram with that follow and subscribe and support it more than just watching, but also totally free to subscribe and like the videos. And you could share it, family, friends, to invite more people to watch and enjoy it as well. With that being said, got a lot to cover, but we'll get it done. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. Let's get it. So, wow, the heck was that? So, I'm going to show you my, from this past Monday Night Raw prediction first, and then we'll go over the results and everything. So, this was my last Monday Night Raw before Elimination Chamber Raw predictions. Which she did. Every woman for themselves, she did. And he did with a spear of his own. And Seth did stomp with those clown shoes, Mario boots, on the Miz and Theory for what he did. And Montez did make his way in the Elimination Chamber. Showed that family bloodline at Elimination Chamber. That is my Monday Night Raw results. So we had Big Time Bex kicking off Monday Night Raw. And then we had Bayley swooping her way in there. Couldn't take the L. I mean, Bayley tried to bring out everything that she had. Grand Slam champion, leader of Damage Control, one of the dominating horsewomen that created, a path in the NXT for women to wrestle either in NXT, to go to Raw, to go to SmackDown, hell, even AEW and Impact, and all of the above. She is a part of that you have to admit, and you have to, acknowledge her challenge or her style as far as former SmackDown Women's Champion, Grand Slam SmackDown Women's Champion, former Raw Women's Champion, former Miss Money in the Bank, former first ever in WWE history Tag Team Women's Champions, has been dominant with the leader of the group, Damage Control, that she created since SummerSlam when she returned with Dakota Kai and Io Shirai from both NXT, both dominant compared Dakota Kai being former NXT Tag Team Champions, Io Shirai, the Genius of the Sky, former NXT Champion, and for her to come back after a double knee injury and, get surgery, everything was covered, worked out, trained, blah, 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 all that good stuff. The fact that when she's come back, she has been able to play her manipulating and mind games that she's done since day one, and especially now that it's not this sweet Bayley that everybody sees and wonder, I didn't see that coming, this other side of the Bayley. It's this other side of the Bayley that's been there all along. It was just a matter of time of showing it. So, to watch this happen, that, you have to acknowledge her ability, her talents in the ring at all times, that you have to say, man, she is a great wrestler as far as manipulating, getting to the top, doing exactly what she said she was going to do. It doesn't matter how she did it, it matters that she did do it, is the point of view. So the fact that she comes out there and does that, you have to say, you know what? Bayley does have the talent that she says that she does, whether you like it or not. But then you could beat around the bush and say, well, you want to do this and this and this without Dakota Kai and shirai by your side. Well, no, that's why they're damage control. They have each other's back like family, like friends, like tag team partners. I mean, that's the part of having a dominating group, like the dominating Brothers of the Shield, Shield of Destruction, like Revolution, like DX Generation, you name more, and all of the above. They did the exact same thing, and that's what it's supposed to be. Have each other's back at all times as a group, but as an individual, they do have their talents of their own, and that's why they combine and dominate so much as a group. So, with that being said, Bayley comes out there and pulls out all the stunts in the steel cage match, like she once did before. Big Time Bex gets the victory. Wasn't expecting a Hall of Fame and legendary Lita to come out and have the back of Becky Lynch, and I don't think anybody expected that part. Like, I was thinking, oh, maybe the EST, now that she's done with Alexa Bliss, she'll come out and help Big Time Bex out since they squashed their beef after SummerSlam. And then it ended up being, and then they were, work together win the War Games. But then it ended up being Lita, and I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that. I was not ready for that. I don't think anybody was ready for that. But, as far as that goes, she pulled out all the stunts. She did everything that she could. She did everything that she said she was going to do to get her way, get to the top, whatever it is that, pinfall submission, got her feet both on the ground first, whatever it is to win the match. Big Time Bex picked it up, leading her with the Hall of Fame legendary celebration with one of the horsewomen. Big Time Bex and Monday Night Raw was a great way to end that main event, and comes out here this week, couldn't take a L, couldn't take a loss, couldn't take the fact that, well, you know what, your plan didn't go as good as you thought it was going to because there was something else up their sleeve that you didn't see coming, and, you play your cards right, and you apparently got jacked in the poker game. So, it's kind of like, well, you get what you have coming, and kind of payback is a bitch, and that sort of thing. So, Big Time Bex opens up Monday Night Raw to celebrate that relief, that pressure, that bullet off of her chest, that she got Bayley down once and for all, who's been trying to thrive at her in every way, shape, or form since she's returned back on Monday Night Raw. Now that she's defeated the barricade that was in her way and got through it, that had to feel good for Big Time Bex, and she damn well deserved it and would have done it a lot sooner if it wasn't for Bayley and Dakota Kai used for a 3-on-1 situation, but Big Time Bex never backs down from a fight, even if she is a one-man band, and she dominates at all times. Falls down a couple times, gets back up, fights harder and stronger next time. That's why she has Becky 2 belts. That's why she is the main eventer of WrestleMania. That is why she's Big Time Bex, and that is why she beat Bayley at her own game in the steel cage match and had a damn way to celebrate opening up Monday Night Raw with Big Time Bex, the firing Irish lash kicker. One of the dominant horsewomen as well, a part of the making and creating the NXT in the women's division. With that being said, Bayley comes out there, can't take it, gets in her head, tries to get in her mind, tries to make her feel bad that, I did exactly what you did. What are you trying to make me feel bad about? That you didn't get me and I got you? Because if you got me, you'd be bragging about it. Now that I got you, you want to whine about it? The hell out of here. I don't think that works in category. I don't think that works in reality. The fact is, you lost, take the L and take it, just like Becky Lynch did, and fight harder and stronger the next time like she did. Then our Raw Women's Champion, the EST, the quickest, the roughest, strongest, fastest, the EST, BEST of WWE, the face and the leader of the company. Bianca Belair comes and breaks the ice. She's like, you know what? She came out last week because it was all about her Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania, what they're all fighting in Elimination Chamber for. Comes out and breaks the ice against two women that she knows very well, been in the ring with on multiple occasions very well. Beat both of them at her first WrestleMania events for Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. That no matter how much they, say this or that, they have to respect her, and she respects them. Comes and breaks the ice and says, you know what? If it was up to the ESC, she'd verse an 8-woman Elimination Chamber match. There's only, 4 pods, 2 women start out. There has been a 7-woman in a 7-man Elimination Chamber, though. They've done that in the past. It was the first ever 7 women and men Elimination Chamber. I remember that, but they're like, hell, we don't want to do that again. Let's do the original where there's 4 pods, 2 people that start out with the men and women this year, and that's what they did. Rollins champion the EST, calling the shots at the beginning of Monday Night Raw, and then ending in the main event, beating Becky and Bayley at the same time to avoid her odds stacked against her for her Raw and Championship belt. Celebrates and gives her most respect to them and to any woman, the women that were, best look to every woman, but respect and I guess the more of luck to that woman that'll be stepping in the ring with the EST at WrestleMania. But that's what I mean by she's a great champion, that she has gratitude with the attitude. She called the shots in Monday Night Raw, which is a great idea. Who would want to see that? Then she backs up exactly what she laid out on the table, beats both of them at the same time against Becky and Bayley, and says, you know what? I give you props to both of you. You put up a hell of a fight and hell of a show. That is why you guys are part of the horsewoman and dominant woman in this generation. But EST had to do what was best for her and her Rollins champion. That is, make less odds as much as you can stacked against you for your championship belt. And she did that. She called the shots. She made it even. She dominated on top of it. She gave them the respect and gave every woman that was in that elimination chamber the respect in the W exclusive after Raw was over and said, you know what? May the best woman win to versus the EST at WrestleMania. That's all I got to say about that. My money was on Asuka, and I was right. Asuka, nobody was ready for the Empress of Tomorrow. Asuka picking up the Women's Elimination Chamber victory, like I said, to verse the EST for the Raw Women's Championship belt at WrestleMania, the greatest stage in them all. And I'm calling it that is going to be the match that steals the night this year at WrestleMania. Then you got Seth Rollins in there. He comes with those Mario boots, stomps the Miz down. He did have Theory, but Theory did try to, get the last laugh. But him and Becky, after Raw got off air, was able to get a stomp on Theory to send him a little message for that. And Seth gets screwed. So Theory's still United States Champion Elimination Chamber from Logan Paul saying, you know what, you're running your mouth about me and I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. With some action, using his own moves against him, costing his match. So I can imagine that Seth Rollins tonight on Monday Night Raw, he's going to beat The Miz and definitely challenge Logan Paul at WrestleMania to settle it once and for all. Much like the almighty Bobby Lashley. He won the match against Brock Lesnar, but of course, no one wanted to win that way. I think he's going to call a no disqualification match against the Beast Brock Lesnar. 2 gladiators tearing it down at WrestleMania tonight on Monday Night Raw or sooner towards WrestleMania. And I think that Rollins champion Bianca Belair will, come face to face with Asuka, knowing that now that it's Asuka who's versus you for the Rollins championship belt. Now, what do you have to say to her? How you look forward to remaining the Raw Women's Champion against the Empress tomorrow like Asuka. I mean, she dominated on Raw, she dominated on SmackDown, she dominated Elimination Chamber. I mean, there's a reason why she had a winning streak for 2 years without undefeated. Former NXT Women's Champion, former Raw Women's Champion, former Miss Money in the Bank for a reason. Dominating both Raw and SmackDown in this year's Elimination Chamber. I mean, she's earned her spot and her right to verse the EST for it at WrestleMania. And you gotta admit that you got a tough competition against you. But as that said, if you want to call yourself the best, you gotta beat the best. So EST calls her the BEST of WWE. She gotta beat Asuka, the best to be the best. So she beats her at WrestleMania. She's exactly who she said she is, the leader to face the company, and still our Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, which will happen, in my prediction. I just did a whole result of Monday Night Raw prediction for tonight's Monday Night Raw and WrestleMania prediction. Along with some other results, because it kind of got jammed in with between Monday Night Raw and Elimination Chamber that I had to point them out. Now that we're a month away from WrestleMania, I kind of just combined it all together there, right, drawing a little pattern there. And then that would bring from the rest of Raw, last week, Montez Ford winning his opportunity to weigh into it. The Judgment Day did not expect They did get over Beth Phoenix and Edge, but of course, Beth Phoenix and Edge beat them in a mixed tag team match, including Dominic that was out there at Elimination Chamber to settle that. Rated R superstar Edge looking to defeat in a singles action against our United States champion Austin Theory tonight on Monday Night Raw. And that's my vote on it. The Rated R superstar. And then, we already know that Roman Reigns for Sami Zayn for the Universal Champion, or not Sami Zayn, was at Elimination Chamber. He beat him at Elimination Chamber. Kevin Owens came to his aid when Jimmy was out there. Jay kind of seemed like he wanted the same Sami, but didn't want to go against, his own bloods. Didn't know what to do there. And it's like he wished probably they could all, be family and friends again. And Kevin Owens makes sure, like, you know what? He had his revenge anyways for what happened at the Royal Rumble. So we don't know if, Kevin Owens, I think exactly like I've been saying, that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to agree to join the American Nightmare WrestleMania because they know Roman's going to have Solo and Jimmy for sure there. Now, the icebreaker would be, which team will Jey Uso choose? Team Bloodline, your flesh and blood, your family, even if it seems like, Roman puts you underneath him sometimes, or Sammy, who's always had your back, even when you hated his guts, who's your friend, and will never take anything from you for the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champion. It's going to be like a manipulation mind game for Jey Uso there. That's why he walked away in the first place, because it does seem like the way. His head is going to be swirling. They are going to be trying to confuse him and trying to break him down to picking this side or that side. And, and then this side's going to say, well, Sammy speared you at Elimination Chamber purposely, even though it was an accident. But who knows? Maybe he did do it on purpose. It's going to be like questions like that, like the what ifs and the yes and the no's and the kind of reality versus the fantasy type of thing. But he's going to be the icebreaker at WrestleMania. That's all it is to it. He's going to be the one to be like, all right, Team Bloodline or Team Sami Zayn to break this for the Universal Championship on the line officially once and for all at WrestleMania. It started with Kevin Owens, them dominating him and, just attacking him at the Royal Rumble. He tried to get revenge at Elimination Chamber. They did the same thing to Sami Zayn. And when they, he kind of got revenge on SmackDown when he called the shots and got demolished. And now you got Jey Uso, who's been already in that history at Hell in a Cell with Roman, who kind of already been there, done that, had their ups and downs and stood up for herself and, chose where he wanted to be, where he was comfortable at. And since he's been a part of the Bloodline, I mean, he's the dominant, unstoppable, running both Raw and SmackDown. Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champion, best in WWE history, and the longest in history. I say they're the greatest in history. Raw and SmackDown. And you're running both brands, and you dominate every time. Since you joined the Bloodline, everything's been going just fine for you. Do you really want to give that up to help Sami Zayn? Or are you going to choose Sami Zayn, who, maybe have your back more than your Bloodline? Or maybe you think, like, well, Sami Zayn did spear him at Elimination Chamber, and, he may have had a devastated look on his face, but it's kind of like, what do I choose? My flesh and blood? Or do I choose friends? But it's kind of like, well, family's more important than friends, but you gotta think how they treat him, too. Him pushing him around at Elimination Chamber, like, if you don't do what I say, this is what's gonna happen, type of thing. Where Sammy's never done that, even when you were getting ready to box him. So you kind of think about both sides like that. You have to think that way. So, anyways, with the results of Monday Night Raw, last Monday Night Raw, those are my predictions for tonight Monday Night Raw, and my predictions for WrestleMania. And you guys can also check out my last Raw prediction that I was just talking about, along with the results of Monday Night Raw video out there that all y'all already seen, including my tonight that I just got through talking about, Monday Night Raw prediction. I just did my WrestleMania prediction because it's not all official quite yet. I'm just building there. Plus, so this is my Raw result video. Big time Bex celebrating, and Bayley kind of feeling a little something that he played her cards right. Raw's champ Bianca Belair to break the ice. The Judgment Day set for the tag team against the Street Profits. Not expect Beth Phoenix and Edge to come out, but got the best of them for that night, for what happened last week. But they were ready for them to get revenge of the mixed tag team match at Elimination Chamber, which started since Extreme Rules, I think. That was Extreme Rules. WWE Champion, Super Bowl winner Patrick Mahomes beats Brock Lesnar, got a spear from Bobby Lashley, much like he did the F5. Bobby Lashley picks up the victory at Elimination Chamber to Beth Phoenix and Edge with the mixed tag team match for the Judgment Day. Piper defeating Mia Yim, who's sticking up for Kansas, her friend and tag team partner at all times. Baron Corbin did not expect the American Nightmare to overhear him about his family and beat him in his singles action. Sami Zayn gets great advice and comes to understanding to believe in himself, gave a hell of a fight and a hell of a match at Elimination Chamber in his hometown. Despite still Universal Champion, undefeated, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns acknowledged him. Kansas already kind of confused about Nikki Cross. This was the 6-woman match. Alexa Prudos, every woman for herself in the Women's Elimination Chamber match on Monday Night Raw. Along with picking up the victory over Liv Morgan on SmackDown. And then Carmella got involved, then Natalya, then Nikki Cross, then Gonzalez, Raquel. All that happened on SmackDown. Results. Reed did just dominate Ali in the singles action, as he was a part of the Elimination Chamber men's match for the United States Championship belt. Mr. V can make fun of those Mario boots all he wants, but he got burned down with them, so how funny is that? Good Boots picking up another victory over Miz, like when he returned in singles action. Raw's champion Bianca Belair calling the shots and winning the triple threat main event on top of it. So yeah, that was my last Raw predictions. And my last Monday Night Raw results. And what I thought about my Raw prediction based on the Raw results towards my Raw predictions for tonight and my predictions towards WrestleMania. With the results that you heard me say off of both SmackDown and Elimination Chamber to bring me to the finalize of WrestleMania as well. And then you had our Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair on out of character for this week that made up for Elimination Chamber in my book. And I'm trying to see, you had one of our ring announcer from SmackDown, Morgan working out with the Celtic Warrior Sheamus on the Celtic Warrior workouts for this week, showing him moves of her own. That when she was making her Super Bowl prediction, she was also part of that WWE SmackDown off of air as well as the kickoff with the meet and greet, of Bianca Belair, Austin Theory, The Miz on Cricket Wireless for the Elimination Chamber. And her and Montez with the It Couple with their new TV show coming soon and not soon enough. Can't wait for that to happen. And can Sami Zayn, compromise against Roman Reigns? He put up a hell of a fight in his hometown. You give him that one. The Universal Championship on the line, just in general, showing why he is a former NXT champion. He is a former Intercontinental champion. And the king of manipulating mind games, that you can't manipulate Sami Zayn without him being, sometimes a step ahead of you, because he is a mind game. He is a manipulator. And then that would bring, the kickoff with, it was actually Wade Mare from SmackDown. It wasn't Booker T like it usually is. That was kind of different for, usually it's Booker T on the kickoffs and show for even now, but it was a little bit different. So, and also, you guys can check out my, right here I was going to show you. You guys can check out my Raw predictions, SmackDown prediction, last Raw prediction, and last SmackDown prediction, and then this was my last Raw result that I just got to talk about in my last SmackDown result video that I'm about to show you. As well as Natalya, Mia Yim being on the bump. And then you can check out my Elimination Chamber prediction, as well as that I just got to talk about the results of my Elimination Chamber. And then Montez Ford fighting and dominating his way in the Elimination Chamber opportunity. So first, I will show you my SmackDown. Gunther and Intercontinental champions remaining. Asuka winning it all. Well, Liv Morgan, Natalya, Raquel, and Carmella all there. Nikki Cross. Rey Mysterio having an altercation still with Karen Cross. Sheamus and Drew McIntyre is picking up a tag team victory over the New Day. That was off air when they won their tag team match. Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey winning their victory over Ashanti and Natalya. And Sami Zayn in his hometown once and for all. Getting like 5 minutes of respect from your hometown is the best return that you could have from your family, your friends, the people around the world, the WWE Universe, people at home, even, that you can hear through the TV celebrating for you. I mean, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be amazing. Hit 5 minutes just celebrating Sami Zayn. Him just in general. Not even what's next for Sami Zayn as he headed into the Elimination Chamber with probably one of his most biggest matches that he had of his career yet. In my opinion, that is one of the biggest matches that he has had, because it was a hell of a fight, hell of a match. It stole him the Elimination show, put up a great fight, showed why he deserved to be there, and it was just amazing to watch. And it's like it could have went either way in that situation, despite the Bloodline and Owens all there in a tag team situation. It kind of seemed like almost with Jey Uso not figuring, couldn't figure out whether he wants to be Sami Zayn or whether he wants to be Team Bloodline, that situation. Despite all that, it was a good match for overall. And there's one last thing before I end this video that I was trying to get to as where I was talking. That right here, this is my Elimination Chamber results. Logan Paul getting involved, so you can imagine Seth Rollins challenging Logan Paul to WrestleMania match. The almighty Bobby Lashley in those qualifications to Brock Lesnar. Sharon Roman Reigns and American Night. We can imagine Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn join him. And where does Jay stand with Jimmy and them on that side? Edge tonight in a singles action with Austin Theory. Seth Rollins in a singles action tonight with The Miz. what better than Big Time Bex to join the Joker gang with him? Oxa versus the EST for the Raw Champion at WrestleMania. So as you can see there, got my last Raw predictions y'all can watch. Got my last Raw results y'all can watch. My last SmackDown prediction, my last SmackDown results. Elimination Chamber prediction, Elimination Chamber results. Me just going over my Raw results, my Raw predictions, and SmackDown prediction with the Elimination Chamber, which towards his predictions for tonight on Monday Night Raw, predictions for Elimination Chamber, predictions for SmackDown, that I predict for SmackDown would be, you know, as far as what happened on the show in the last SmackDown, the only thing that I can really think of is what's next for the Bloodline and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn towards WrestleMania. That is what the big question is that will take over SmackDown towards WrestleMania. And for tonight, it's my theories right on Raw that will, collect half of WrestleMania, including what's to come. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe on both Instagram and YouTube. And Queen Crazy K. We'll see you guys next time. Check out my Raw right here video as well for my Raw prediction that I just did a few minutes ago. And be sure to hit that subscribe button, that like, that follow on both Instagram and YouTube. Be sure to check out my other videos. And Queen Crazy K. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.